Alright then,
Seton War.
hello guys and welcome back to Clash of the Titans. This is game number 5 between Paladin and the Viper, and this could be the last game because the Viper is currently leading the series at 3-1, and this is a best of 7, so it's first of 4 wins. Down to the south of the map, playing as Teutons in blue, we have got the Viper, and up to the north in red, playing as Teutons, we have VG Paladin. Civ matchup on what appears to be Sol, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is Sol, right, so yeah. This is one of those hybrid maps. It's a cool map, and I remember seeing this game, I think it was this map. It was Jordan versus Doubt, and that was such a good game to watch. I'm hoping today we're going to have something just as awesome as well. So let's have a look. I mean, what do you think to this map, Gene? I mean, how do you think that the players should go about playing this
They'll
one?
definitely wall the sides. They're definitely going to go for a galley rush and secure the water.
Yeah,
And then either boom or land and push.
yeah.
If Paladin wins, if he wins the water, he actually has a very big advantage because all of Viper's gold is on the shoreline.
Uh-huh.
Whereas Paladin can lose the water and he still can boom.
Because he has the gold in the center.
Yeah,
You know,
although
this
there's
map-
not enough. I'm sorry, there's not enough room for the farms, so that's the issue.
Yeah, I was going to say, what this map reminds me of, it's kind of like, it reminds me a little bit of like a inside-out reverse Baltic kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're going to wall the sides, but it's the wood in the middle and not the water. So yeah, I mean, obviously going for full water here, going to be the important thing. I mean, Teutons, though, not particularly a water-strong civilization, so... I mean, it's interesting because they're going to be playing pretty much standard galley kind of build, I feel. But obviously
Yeah.
without the water civilizations that they're used to.
Well, I mean, thing about that is that really matters if you're playing against someone who is a water civilization. For example, if you're Teuton and you're playing against Korean who has Bracer, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, I
But
guess so.
if you're both the same, then it's
Well, it ends up being even overall, I guess. Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. I do think, though, that in this situation, walling up the sides and just forgetting about them can be a huge mistake. Because as I was saying earlier about the Doubt versus Jordan game on this map, I think it was Doubt. Jordan had walled up his side, but Doubt had like a couple of Eagle Warriors that were just attacking the wall, and eventually he broke his way in and ended up taking the game because of that. So always make sure your walls are safe, and if someone's like attacking it, make sure that you're not letting them get through. That's a huge mistake to make.
By the way, if I was Paladin, I would not have made the dock there. I would make it more towards the right,
On the corner.
closer to the relic, between the dock and the relic. And actually, right where he made the dock, that's where I would make the mill, because there's the two shorefish and the deer, and this would give him a much quicker feudal time.
Man, that would be perfect, actually, wouldn't it? I mean, obviously, the dock right there, on these maps, such as, you know, Soul, Slippery Springs and all of that, it's so much better to dock in the corner because you do have the extra fish in the corner of the map. And as you said, putting the mill by the shorefish and the deer, that's huge because shorefish gather so quickly. Villagers gather shorefish so quickly. It would have been so much better than just going for the berries, which obviously he won't do because it's a water map. But you know, I think that would have been a much better thing for him to do. I agree with you totally there. So I think, yeah, really going to be focusing on taking the water here. It looks like Viper got his dock up slightly sooner. So again, we could see a really fast feudal time from him, which is something that we've seen a lot from the Viper in all of these games. A really impeccable Dark Age.
Actually, why would he go fast feudal? Why do you think he would go fast feudal?
So he can get an advantage on the water and stop Paladin from taking over, I suppose.
Thing is, it's going to take him about a minute to get to the other side.
That's
And
very true.
even if a Paladin goes up, around, or similar, or a little bit later, by the time he gets there, he's going to have defensive ships. So on maps like these, how fast you go up is actually not that much important.
No, well, I suppose not, but I still feel like in most water maps, players are still going to want to go up as quickly as they can, because I think there's kind of I know when I've played water maps in the past, if I feel like I've had a slow Dark Age, then I feel like I'm going to be behind. Even if that's not the case, I still think it's kind of like a mental thing that getting up to the Feudal Age is faster, is going to be better. We can see here Viper a few seconds in advantage, and both of them on 25 population right now.
Yeah.
No walls at the side just yet, though. It looks like Viper might be going to wall it. Yeah, he's going to go wall that off there with that villager. Interesting that he decided to do it there, though. I mean, that's obviously going to allow his gold mine to be attacked by any archers that might go over there.
It's just because it's closer and it's a small wall.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I mean, it is a small wall, that's for sure, but obviously not the securest wall in terms of securing the gold. He actually does have an extra gold on the right-hand side. It's that extra gold there. It is closer to the Viper, which is kind of a little bit imbalanced in the map.
I mean, at this point in the game, you're not really like those outside golds. You're not really thinking much about them, because if you are at the point where you need them, that's usually late castle or early or middle or even late imperial.
Yeah.
And
I mean, these 2 golds in the center are more than enough for now, I suppose. So yeah, I guess, you know, but by that stage, if he wants that gold, he could probably secure it with a castle or something like that. So I guess not really so crucial at this stage. Well, there we go. Paladin up to Feudal as well. Viper, as always, just a little bit faster, and going to be sending that galley rush straight over to Paladin's base right now. The 3rd dock going up for both of them. Viper going to have a tiny advantage in terms of the 3rd dock going up, which, you know, it might make a little bit of a difference, but overall, with the distance, as you said earlier, that they have to travel here, not going to make so much of a difference, I feel.
because by the time Viper's there, Paladin's already going to be in a defensive state. And actually, Paladin is making the mistake of fishing the shore fish. He should have made a couple of extra fish and focused on the deep fish.
Yeah, or, you know, he could have put those 2 docks on the corner rather than actually putting them on the straight, because then he would have had access to those bigger fish quite easily. One thing that I've actually noticed, look at the scouting between these 2 guys. VG Paladin hardly scouted anything. The Viper pretty much scouting the entire map right now, making full use of that scout. And that's something that I feel is so important. I know that both of these guys are going to assume that they're both going for full galley rushing, but actually using your scout is something that's so useful throughout the entire game. A lot of players are just going to scout through Feudal and then kind of leave their scout a bit, but it's shown in so many matchups so far that just keeping that scout active, keeping it, you know, scouting out your opponent is so important.
The only game Viper lost so far is one where he didn't have a scout.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it really makes a difference.
Take a look at how many fish Viper has compared to Paladin.
Oh yeah, he's added in a couple more, hasn't he? Is he? Yeah.
It's going to be the difference. It's going to be all the difference.
Oh wow, no, he's added a lot more. But that's the thing, you know, we said earlier, it's similar to when you play Migration, I suppose. You see players when they've got so much distance between them. If you play slightly more defensively, or go for more fish before you go up to Feudal, it can make a huge difference on that castle time.
You can go up fast, and then you get the strength advantage and the build speed advantage too for the war galleys.
Yeah, exactly. I think as well, I mean, even if he, you know, normally like players would send a lot of villagers over to berries during the Feudal Age. If you've got those extra fishing ships, you perhaps wouldn't need to do that so much, and you could focus on the deer here more.
Absolutely.
Which is exactly what the Viper is doing, taking those deer right now. We can see, actually, interestingly enough, Paladin's focusing on the berries and not taking the deer, but they're right there. I mean, that makes no sense at all to me. I mean, there we go, okay, he's taking the deer right now, but yeah, really should go for those deer first, I feel. Alright, so Viper then, looking like he's in a pretty good position right now. Obviously just going to be playing defensively here, and making those extra ships, as you say, going to make a huge difference right now. Let's see how fast he can do a castle time then. Blacksmith going up on the right-hand side. Do you think he'd actually delay fletching a little bit to get a faster castle time?
Absolutely. Here? There's no need for fletching right now.
No, I mean, he's seen no aggression from Paladin at all so far. And it's interesting to me because he saw that the Viper came and pushed in with 2 galleys when Paladin had like 4 or 5 out already. Paladin could have made a push and actually probably done quite a bit of damage with it if he did do that.
Yeah. I mean, fletching is a very quick upgrade to make, so if you see the enemy coming, you can run back and get the upgrade and then fight.
Yeah.
And again, you're closer to your home, it's easier to fight there.
Exactly, and not only that, but of course he will have a faster castle time because of it. I think though.
significant.
Do you
Yeah.
think Paladin's going to be a bit intimidated by this score difference, or do you think it's just scouting?
No, players don't care about the score difference.
Okay, well, I mean, I suppose I'm not, I'm not a high level player at all. But when I see someone's got a much higher score, I'll be like, oh, it's probably just scouting. I don't think about it too much. But I mean, in this case, it is a lot to do with scouting, but also a lot to do with the fact that the Viper has got a load of fishing ships out, a lot more fishing ships. And you know what's interesting right now? Have a look at how many villages Paladin has on gold compared to how many docks he has. He has a lot of villages on gold right there, which is kind of odd. I mean, you'd expect 4 docks from that many villages. I'm curious as to why he has so many.
From 7 on gold?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to get fletching and then with 4 docks as well, you'd probably think 6 or 7. I don't know why. Why do you think he's got so many villages on gold here? I mean, that's really weird. I don't know if it's just an accident or what, but that's the kind of thing you shouldn't be making an accident about at this stage, so it makes me think it is deliberate.
I mean, already Paladin made quite a few mistakes just from what we're seeing.
It seems so, and they're the mistakes that you just cannot afford to make. Viper is up to the castle age, and he has been for a while. He's 60% up right now, and of course he is just going to run straight back, and Paladin not giving pursuit. I don't understand that.
Paladin had the large army. Yep, there we go. He's changed thing. He's now chasing.
Okay, exactly. I mean, he should have just pushed in right there. If he'd have pushed in sooner, it would have been perfect, because the Viper now, he's obviously going to want to keep these galleys alive until he can get the war galley upgrade, and if he fights this head on, he will lose these ships. So just going to, well, I imagine he was going to want to retreat, or at least out micro him, until he can get that war galley and the bodkin arrow upgrade here. But Paladin, he's got to feel like he's got a lot more ships here. I mean, surely he must have felt that, oh, I had a lot more ships, I should have pushed, but it's too late now. He's gone back.
Paladin is more of a positional player. He likes to, he doesn't like micro that much from what I saw.
Yeah.
He likes to get an army and then push. He's kind of like Doubt from what I remember.
Yeah, I see, yeah, because I think really, I mean, Doubt doesn't have, well, he doesn't tend to micro all that much. He's, as you say, more positional. I totally agree with you there.
So you get the right units and then you just attack with them.
And you make the right moves. You go in the right place, not actually any place but micro to make it right. Viper right now then, this is looking so strong for him. Paladin is up to the castle age, but as we said, I mean, the faster galley production right now, of course, having that time advantage as well, it's going to pay so much for the Viper here. You know, he could take down one of Paladin's docks in this time, and really, Paladin is in a pretty bad situation because of it. Still, quite a lot of gold in the bank as well, and lots of villagers taking gold still. Plenty of gold saved up right there. It's kind of odd that he's done that, but I don't know, it's kind of strange. Viper looking extremely good right now then, and I'd be interested to see if he goes for some kind of land here, because as we said at the start of this game, if Paladin loses water, he still has safe gold. He's still got pretty safe economy. But the Viper could very easily make a landing with a transport ship, so, I mean, losing the water is not going to be easy at all.
Our Paladin is trying to retake the water, which is, actually, I think it's a mistake.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, he's wasting a lot of resources on rebuilding these docks. I mean, they're going down pretty quickly. You know, he's got to be careful where he researches war galley here. He's done it in the furthest dock, which is obviously making a lot more sense. But Viper's going to be taking these down. I mean, by the time war galley's done, he's probably going to be on 2 docks again. So
Paladin really should be attacking already, because by the time he gets there, war galley is going to be done.
Yeah, definitely. Going to be down to 2 docks. This is really bad news for him. It's not. He seems really hesitant to engage. I mean, this entire game, he seemed really kind of like he's holding back and just waiting for the right moment. But unless he actually does it, there isn't going to be a right moment, unfortunately.
Yep, and now Viper's going back because he knows he has less armor. Yeah, but Paladin is a very positional player. He's a very safe player.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I mean, totally. Having a look right now, Viper on 2 TCs, no third just yet, but University going up, so it looks like he's going to go for a faster ballistics right now. Second TC just going up for Paladin, so he's slightly further behind in terms of eco here as well. And I'm wondering, no, we won't see that. I was going to say, I was wondering if we'd see the careening upgrade coming in, just for a little bit of extra.
Maybe. Actually, in these parts, like when you really want to win the war, you can definitely get it.
Yeah.
Like if the aim is not to go Imperial but to win Navy, you want to get all these upgrades.
Yeah, I feel like doing that would be pretty good. So look at the numbers: 42 ships for the Viper and 33 for Paladin right now. About 1,000 score difference already, and at this stage of the game, that is a huge score difference. I think Viper's probably feeling pretty confident right now, I've got to say, and Ballistics is about 70% of the way done. I think once that Ballistics is done, he's going to push in and try and take everything Paladin has on the water. Just a slight pause. Oh, nope, unpaused it right now. And he is
Viper's feeling great.
Yeah.
Viper's feeling really great. He felt great from the time that he had the 8 fishers and wasn't
Yeah.
bothered.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, knowing that you've got that advantage going up to, in the feudal, going up to castle, I mean, why would you not feel good about that? So, Viper now then, I reckon, there we go. He's got ballistics done. He is just going to go straight in here. And I don't think Paladin's expecting this many galleys, to be honest with you. And when he retreats, he's going to lose a lot as well. So
You're actually right. Greening would have been the right move.
perhaps, well, we'll see. I mean, Viper here going to have so many more numbers. Paladin, if he loses the water, do you reckon that's going to be GG straight away? I mean, he can already see that the difference right here is just too much to ignore. And Viper going to take the water, no question about it. Paladin, is he going to retreat, or is he just going to do what damage he can? Looks like he's going to stick it out to the end, even though he knows right now he's not going to be able to take this water. There's the retreat, but Viper's going to take him down as he goes.
Retreat was way too late. Basically, if you're going to go back, when you're fighting, you want to fight... there's two reasons why people fight. Either, one, they have to stay in that position, like they have to protect the area they're fighting.
Yeah.
Or the other part is they feel they're going to win.
Yeah.
If you don't need to protect it, run, save your army.
Exactly. So there we go. I mean, Paladin right now, 3 docks. The Viper is on 3, but he's got so many more numbers. He's getting up his 3rd TC right now, and you know, he's well on his way up to the Imperial Age as well, which is something that he is going to be doing pretty damn shortly. Transport for Paladin right now, though, interesting. He's going to try and bring it back through other means, and of course, if your obvious way to victory is kind of blocked, as in winning the water, the best thing to do is just do something different, try and just catch your opponent off guard and win it that way.
Yeah, but at this point, actually, Viper is prepared for the transport.
Is he? Oh, well, actually, yeah, he has galleys on the right-hand side. He's got his scout there as well, although that's probably going to die pretty quickly. No barracks, though. I mean, if the transport does get in, it could catch him off guard a bit, but with the galleys there, he's probably going to see it.
And it's going to take him time to actually build the army. It's going to take him time to build the stables.
True.
So,
yeah, you're right about that. And Viper's got very good coverage of the shoreline as well. If you have a look at his line of sight, he has got good coverage. I'm pretty sure he's researched Town Watch, actually, judging by how much he can see here with his houses. So, I think, yeah, I mean, he's probably going to spot this landing coming in a mile off, even if Paladin does it. And, I mean, I think we're going to see a pretty quick GG right here, and Viper is probably going to end up taking the series. So there we go, there's villagers coming in. Viper spotted it. No way he couldn't have spotted that. I mean, he's very map aware, and I don't know, maybe he hasn't spotted it. He's not actually building barracks right now. But as you said, it's still going to take a while for Paladin to actually get in there. And there's no way he's going to be able to transport around the walls either. So that's going to give Viper a little more of a heads up. And I don't know, Paladin's just in a terrible position right now. Viper's about to click up to the Imperial Age. And that's going to be it. Oh, Monastery going down. So, I mean, second Castle Age building, but it's also going to double up for making monks.
now keep in mind, this is Teuton War, so they are very resistant to conversion. So monks against knights is not the right move.
Well, I mean, like, in terms of defending, a couple of monks is not going to hurt. Although, yeah, they are more resilient. I think if the Viper...
man. He opened the wall.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Paladin, come on in. There we go. Paladin says GG. And, man, Viper just made that one look so easy. Paladin's going to resign, and that means Vipers takes the series 4-1. And that was pretty well played by him, I've got to say. And that means he will go through to the second stage of the final, which means that he's got a very good chance of getting into the round robin here. In fact, no, he's already into the round robin. My bad. What am I talking about? I think the winners of the first round advance to round robin. Yeah, so the Viper is into the final round robin stage. Paladin will play another game against the loser between Riot and Doubt. So if Riot loses, or if Doubt loses, Paladin will play versus the loser, and the winner of that match will go into the round robin. So it's not over for Paladin just yet, but obviously Viper securing his place in the round robin final right now, and Paladin will maybe have another shot at getting in. We've got exactly 1,000 viewers. That's pretty cool for a Friday afternoon. So thanks everyone for watching. Please press the follow button below the stream if you haven't already, and you'll get an email notification whenever the stream goes live. But yeah, I'm going to play a quick advert, and we'll see you guys later. Do you want to say anything else before we go, G?
No. Again, thank you so much for casting, and thank you for letting me join. It was a pleasure to cast this series with you.
Yeah, no problem. It was fun to cast with you as well. I've never casted with you before, and obviously it's good to have someone such as yourself who's been around for so long and got so much knowledge and experience about the game. So that's great. Anyway, thanks a lot everyone for watching once again. Gonna play a quick ad, and we'll see you guys later.